Welcome to Peaceful Nightfall. Tonight's story is here to help you slow down, relax your mind, and gently let go of the day. Get comfortable, take a deep breath, and allow yourself to rest. Tonight's story is Morning Misty Veil. The darkness outside slowly yielded to a soft, creamy light as the sun rose over the forest. The ranger station's wooden walls seemed to sigh with relief as the chill of night dissipated, replaced by the gentle warmth that seeped into every crevice and crack. You could almost hear the trees exhaling their morning breath, releasing the dampness of the previous day's rain. The scent of damp earth and leaves wafted through the station, mingling with the faint aroma of wood smoke from the fireplace. The air was heavy with the promise of new beginnings, as if the forest itself was waking up to another day of quiet majesty. In the stillness, the soft creaks and groans of the old building's wooden beams became a gentle lullaby, accompanying the slow unfolding of morning light on the forest floor. The warmth seeped into your skin as you stood by the window, feeling the softness of the morning air envelop you like a gentle blanket. The wooden sill beneath your palms was worn smooth, its texture a gentle caress against your skin. Outside, the forest's misty veil began to lift, revealing the first tender shoots of green pushing through the underbrush. The warmth seeped into your skin as you stood by the window, feeling the softness of the morning air envelop you like a gentle blanket. The wooden sill beneath your palms was worn smooth, its texture a gentle caress against your skin. Outside, the forest's misty veil began to lift, revealing the first tender shoots of green pushing through the underbrush. As you breathed in, the scent of damp earth and leaves, the soft creaks and groans of the old building's wooden beams seemed to harmonize with the gentle rustling of leaves, creating a soothing melody that accompanied the slow unfolding of morning light on the forest floor. The air was heavy with the promise of new beginnings, as if the forest itself was waking up to another day of quiet majesty. The wooden boards beneath your feet seemed to hum a gentle tune, their worn grooves a testament to countless footsteps tracing patterns over the years. As you stood there, the soft morning light danced across the station's interior, casting a warm glow on the various tools and equipment scattered about. A faint scent of linseed oil wafted from the nearby storage room, mingling with the damp, earthy aroma outside, creating a rich tapestry of smells that filled your senses. The gentle creaking of wooden beams grew louder, like a chorus of whispers sharing secrets only known to the forest itself. As you breathed in deeply, the softness of the air seemed to wrap around you, carrying this promise of a new day unfolding before you, like a delicate flower slowly opening its petals to greet the morning sun. The gentle rocking motion of the wooden rocking chair in the corner of the room seemed to match the soothing cadence of your breaths, as if it too were awakening from a peaceful slumber. Its worn cushions released a faint whisper of worn fabric and stale air, carrying the scent of countless mornings spent watching the sun rise over the forest. The soft creaking of its wooden frame harmonized with the gentle whispers of the beams above, creating a lulling melody that seemed to draw you deeper into the morning's quiet calm. As your gaze drifted toward the large window framing the forest's awakening, the soft morning light danced across the glass, casting a kaleidoscope of tiny rainbows on the wooden sill beneath your palms. The gentle pressure of your fingertips seemed to subtly shift the worn wood's texture, releasing a faint whisper of wood oil and the promise of many mornings spent watching the sun rise over the treetops. Outside, the misty veil had lifted enough to reveal the first hints of sunlight filtering through the forest canopy, casting dappled shadows on the forest floor that seemed to stretch out like a gentle invitation to explore. The air remained heavy with the scent of damp earth and leaves, but now it was subtly underlined by the sweet aroma of morning dew, carried on the whispers of the wind as it rustled through the leaves. As your palms rested gently against the worn wood, the subtle texture seemed to whisper secrets of countless mornings spent watching the forest awaken. The soft pressure of your fingertips seemed to release a faint sigh of satisfaction from the wooden sill, as if it too had been waiting for this moment to unfold. Outside, the sunlight continued its slow ascent, casting an ever-changing tapestry of shadows across the forest floor. The gentle rocking motion of the chair seemed to synchronize with your pulse, as if it too were alive and responding to the morning's quiet energy. The soft whisper of its worn cushions mingled with the subtle creaking of the wooden frame, weaving a soothing melody that accompanied you on this serene journey into the day. As you sat there, bathed in the soft light filtering through the window, your gaze drifted toward the small table beside the chair, where a steaming cup of coffee waited, its aroma mingling with the scent of morning dew and damp earth. The gentle heat emanating from the cup seemed to seep into your palms, warming them as you wrapped your fingers around it, feeling the comforting weight of the ceramic against your skin. As you cradled the warm cup in your hands, the gentle morning light danced across its rim, casting a miniature rainbow on the wooden table beside you. The soft scent of freshly brewed coffee wafted up, mingling with the fragrance of damp earth and leaves, creating a rich aroma that seemed to seep into your very pores. The warmth from the cup radiated outward, slowly thawing out the chill of the night air still lingering in your fingers. The subtle texture of the wooden table beneath your palms began to shift, releasing a faint whisper of old varnish and worn wood polish as you shifted your weight ever so slightly, the chair's gentle rocking motion responding in kind. Outside, the sun continued its slow ascent, casting an ever-changing tapestry of shadows across the forest floor, while the misty veil that had shrouded the trees just hours before began to lift, revealing the first hints of leafy green and the promise of a new day unfolding before you. The worn, wooden slats of the chair's armrests seemed to conform to the gentle curve of your elbow as you cradled the cup, the subtle texture of the wood grain mingling with the softness of your sleeve. The warmth from the cup seeped into your palm, warming it in tandem with the quiet calm that had settled over the forest, its stillness a palpable presence that seemed to infuse every breath you took. Outside, the trees stood sentinel, their leafy canopies rustling softly as they stirred from their slumber, releasing the morning's first whispers of dew-kissed leaves and sun-awakened earth, while the forest floor slowly transformed into a mosaic of warm golden light, its gradual awakening a gentle accompaniment to your own quiet reverie. As you sat there, enveloped in the warmth and tranquility of the morning, the soft creaking of the chair's wooden frame seemed to harmonize with the gentle stirrings of the forest outside. The texture of the wood beneath your palms grew slightly smoother, as if worn into a subtle sheen by countless hands that had rested there before you. The aroma of coffee and damp earth mingled with the sweet scent of nearby wildflowers, their delicate petals unfolding like tiny stars in the morning light. The warmth from the cup seemed to seep into your fingers, soothing the chill that still lingered there, as the faint scent of old wood polish and worn varnish wafted up, mingling with the earthy aroma of the forest floor. The chair's gentle rocking motion slowed, its wooden slats creaking softly, in harmony with the quiet rustle of leaves outside, while the mist that still clung to the trees began to lift, revealing the first tender shoots of green as they pushed their way upward, reaching for the morning sun. As you sat there, lost in the gentle rhythms of the forest, the warmth from the cup began to seep into your hands, warming them to a comfortable temperature that seemed almost synchronized with the quiet pulse of the trees themselves. The wooden slats of the chair's armrests seemed to relax, further, their texture blending seamlessly with the softness of your sleeve as you cradled the cup, while outside, the forest floor transformed into a tapestry of warm golden light, its gradual awakening mirroring the slow release of tension from your own shoulder. The scent of old wood polish and worn varnish mingled with the sweet aroma of nearby wildflowers, their delicate petals unfolding like tiny stars in the morning light, as the creaking of the chair's wooden frame harmonized with the soft rustling of leaves outside, its gentle rocking motion slowing to a soothing cadence that seemed almost hypnotic. The mist that had clung to the trees began to clear, revealing the intricate patterns of frost that covered the branches like delicate lacework. The air was crisp and cool, filled with the sweet scent of winter's promise. As you sat there, cradling your cup, the warmth from it seemed to seep into your hands, warming them in harmony with the slow rise of the sun above the treetops. The wooden slats of the chair's armrests blended seamlessly with the softness of your sleeve as you held the cup, while outside the forest floor transformed into a tapestry of golden light, its gradual awakening mirroring the slow release of tension from your own shoulders. As the sun's rays crept across the clearing, they danced across the frost-covered branches, casting intricate patterns of light and shadow that seemed to shift and shimmer like a living thing. The air grew warmer, filled with the sweet scent of damp earth and new beginnings, as the mist that lingered in the valleys began to rise, carrying with it the soft whispers of the forest's ancient secrets. As the warmth from the cup seeped into your hands, you felt a subtle relaxation of your fingers, their tension easing like the slow unwinding of a spring. The texture of the wooden slats beneath your palms seemed to shift, becoming almost velvety soft as the morning light crept across them, casting a gentle glow that harmonized with the quiet pulse of the forest. The air was filled with the sweet scent of damp earth and new beginnings, and you felt yourself drawn into its calming rhythm, your breath slowing in synchrony with the rise and fall of the sun above the treetops. The frost-covered branches outside seemed to vibrate with a gentle, ethereal music, their intricate patterns of light and shadow weaving together like the threads of a tapestry. As the forest awakened around you, its stillness giving way to a quiet, peaceful vibrancy that wrapped itself around your very being. The soft creak of the wooden floorboards beneath your feet seemed to blend with the gentle hum of the morning, as if the forest itself was awakening from a deep slumber. Your gaze drifted lazily across the room, taking in the simple comforts of the ranger station. The neatly arranged tools and equipment, the warm glow of the lanterns, and the reassuring solidity of the wooden furniture. The air was heavy with the scent of freshly brewed coffee, carried on the gently currents of the morning breeze that rustled the edges of your jacket. As you stood there, the subtle texture of the fabric seemed to shift beneath your fingertips, its softness harmonizing with the quiet pulse of the forest outside. The warmth from the cup seeped deeper into your hands, spreading a comforting, tingling sensation up your arms and into your shoulders, as if the very essence of the morning was infusing you with its tranquil energy. The softness of the wooden slats beneath your palms seemed to merge with the gentle hum of the forest, creating a soothing resonance that harmonized with the rhythm of your breath. The warmth from the cup had infused your hands with a calming languor, and as you stood there, the gentle stirrings of the morning seemed to awaken a subtle restlessness in your legs. The softness of the wooden floorboards beneath your feet was like a gentle whisper, urging you to take a step forward into the quiet stillness of the forest outside. Your gaze drifted lazily across the room, taking in the simple comforts of the ranger station, as if drawn by an invisible thread, and with each slow, deliberate movement, the texture of the wooden slats beneath your palms seemed to shift, becoming almost silky smooth, like the gentle glide of a leaf on a still pond. The air was heavy with the scent of freshly brewed coffee, carried on the gentle currents of the morning breeze that rustled the edges of your jacket. And as you breathed it in, the settled it in. Physical sensations in your body seemed to harmonize with the quiet pulse of the forest, creating a soothing resonance that wrapped itself around your very being. As you stood there, the gentle stirrings of the morning seemed to awaken a subtle restlessness in your legs, and with each slow, deliberate movement, the softness of the wooden floorboards beneath your feet was like a gentle whisper, urging you to take a step forward into the quiet stillness of the forest outside. The warmth from the cup had infused your hands with a calming languor, and as you breathed in the scent of freshly brewed coffee, the subtle texture of the fabric of your jacket seemed to shift beneath your fingertips, its softness harmonizing with the quiet pulse of the forest. The wooden slats beneath your palms seemed to merge with the gentle hum of the forest, creating a soothing resonance that wrapped itself around your very being. The morning light seeped through the windows, casting long shadows across the room, like ethereal fingers tracing the contours of the furniture and Dio. The rustic charm of the ranger station. As you stood there, the subtle physical sensations in your body seemed to harmonize with the quiet pulse of the forest, creating a sense of calm and serenity that spread throughout your entire being, like the gentle unfolding of a lotus flower in the stillness of the morning. As you took another slow step forward, the soft creak of the wooden floorboards beneath your feet was like a gentle sigh, releasing the tension from the morning's awakening. And with each deliberate movement, the subtle texture of the fabric of your jacket seemed to shift beneath your fingertips, its softness harmonizing with the quiet pulse of the forest. The air grew warmer, infused with the scent of damp earth and new growth. As the morning light crept further into the room, casting a golden glow across the rustic charm of the ranger station, your gaze drifted lazily across the room, taking in the simple comforts of the space, as if drawn by an invisible thread. The gentle hum of the forest, which seemed to pulse in time with the rhythm of your heartbeat. And with each slow breath, the subtle physical sensations in your body harmonized with the quiet pulse of the forest, creating a sense of deep calm and serenity that wrapped itself around your very being. As you stood there, the gentle morning light danced across the wooden beams of the station, casting intricate shadows on the worn linoleum floor. The soft creak of the old wooden planks beneath your feet seemed to release a tiny tremor of energy into the air, like the first stirrings of life in the forest's quiet heart. The scent of damp earth and new growth deepened, mingling with the warmth from the cup, as the morning light crept further into the room, illuminating the simple comforts of the space. Your gaze wandered lazily across the rustic charm of the station, taking in the faded photographs on the walls, the neatly arranged tools on their hooks, and the worn leather armchair by the fire pit, its cushions slightly askew from the night's warmth. The subtle texture of your jacket seemed to shift beneath your fingertips, its softness harmonizing with the quiet pulse of the forest. As you breathed in the stillness, letting it seep into every pore, calming the world outside, and bringing it all back to a state of gentle equilibrium. As you stood there, lost in the simple rhythms of the station, your gaze began to drift toward the large window that dominated one wall, its panes reflecting the soft morning light like a mirror's white, calm surface. The subtle texture of the fabric around your shoulders seemed to whisper secrets of the forest, its softness blending seamlessly with the quiet pulse of the trees, as if the very essence of the natural world was pouring into you, calming every fiber of your being. Outside, the forest stirred slowly to life, the first bird song of the day punctuating the stillness like a gentle awakening. And with each soft note, the morning light seemed to grow stronger, casting an ever so gentle glow across the room, as if the very heart of the forest was beating in time with your own. The gentle warmth on your skin seemed to awaken a sense of quiet restlessness, like the first stirrings of a summer breeze rustling through the leaves. The softness of the fabric around your shoulders began to shift and glide across the contours of your jacket, as if the texture itself was unfolding, releasing its own unique scent of fresh air and morning dew into the stillness. The window pane's reflection rippled like the surface of a quiet pond, subtly shifting with each breath you took, as if the very essence of the forest was mirroring the rhythms of your own heartbeat. As the morning light continued its gentle spread across the room, the softness of the fabric around your shoulders began to weave a subtle pattern on the worn leather armchair, as if the texture itself was crafting a gentle tapestry of moments from the forest's quiet heart. The chair's cushions seemed to relax further, conforming to the softness like a gentle sigh, releasing the whispers of the night into the stillness, leaving only the sweet scent of morning air and the quiet pulse of the trees. The gentle glow from the window pane began to dance across the wooden floorboards, casting a soft lattice pattern that seemed to shift with each subtle movement of your body. The worn grain of the wood took on a new texture, its roughness blending seamlessly with the softness of the fabric around your shoulders, as if the very essence of the forest was weaving together the disparate threads of your being. Outside, the forest's morning symphony swelled to a gentle crescendo, the bird's song and rustling leaves harmonizing in perfect synchrony with the quiet pulse of your heartbeat. The air seemed to vibrate with an otherworldly energy, as if the morning light itself was awakening the deepest, most primal rhythms of your soul. The subtle warmth on the wooden floorboards began to seep into the fibers of the worn rug, releasing its own unique scent of aged leather and forgotten moments into the stillness. The gentle glow from the window pane danced across the rug's softness, casting a dappled pattern that seemed to shift with each quiet breath you took. As the morning light continued its steady growth, the rug's texture began to reveal hidden patterns and stories, like the whispers of ancient forest secrets unfolding on the worn leather armchair. The chair's cushions seemed to relax further, conforming to the softness like a gentle sigh, releasing the sweet scent of morning air into the quiet, where it mingled with the rustic aroma of aged wood and forgotten moments. As the morning light continued its steady growth, the wooden floorboards began to hum a gentle vibration, like the soft thrumming of a harp string. The subtle warmth seeping into the fibers of the worn rug seemed to awaken the dormant sense of ancient forest secrets, releasing wisps of dried earth and decaying leaves into the stillness. Outside, the morning symphony swelled to a rich tapestry of sound, as if the very essence of the forest was weaving together its deepest rhythms with the quiet pulse of your heartbeat. The gentle glow from the window pane danced across the rug's softness, casting a dappled pattern that seemed to shift with each quiet breath you took, like the subtle undulations of a summer breeze on a sun-drenched meadow. As the morning light continued its gentle ascent, the wooden floorboards hummed their soothing melody, and the rug's softness seemed to absorb the vibrational energy, releasing wisps of whispered secrets into the stillness. The air itself appeared to thicken with an otherworldly essence, as if the forest's ancient wisdom was coalescing around you, wrapping you in a warm embrace that seemed to seep into the very marrow of your bones. The worn leather armchair creaked softly, releasing its own unique scent of aged comfort, mingling with the rustic aroma of the wooden floorboards and the sweet essence of morning air. The soft creaking of the armchair seemed to awaken a subtle vibration within the wooden frame, like the gentle reverberation of a struck gong. As you breathed in the combined scents of worn leather and aged wood, the rug's texture began to shift, revealing hidden patterns that seemed to align with the pulse of your heartbeat. The morning light continued its steady growth, casting a warm glow across the wooden floorboards, which hummed their soothing melody in response. Outside, the forest symphony swelled to a rich tapestry of sound, weaving together the deepest rhythms of nature with the quiet pulse of your own heart. The rug's softness seemed to reverberate with the wooden floorboard's gentle hum, creating a harmonious resonance that filled the air. The worn leather armchair creaked softly once more, releasing a whisper of aged comfort into the stillness, as if the forest itself was exhaling a quiet sigh. The morning light continued its steady ascent, casting a warm glow across the wooden frame, which seemed to absorb and release the vibrational energy like a gentle drumbeat. Outside, the forest symphony swelled to a rich tapestry of sound, weaving together the deepest rhythms of nature with the quiet pulse of your own heart, as if the very essence of the forest was aligning itself with the subtle patterns unfolding on the rug's surface. As you sat there, enveloped by the peaceful atmosphere, a gentle warmth began to emanate from the wooden floorboards, like the first wisps of sunlight creeping into the forest. The rug's subtle patterns continued to shift and align with your heartbeat, releasing a soft whisper of ancient wisdom, as if the forest's secrets were slowly unraveling before you. The worn leather armchair creaked softly once more, its aged comfort mingling with the rustic aroma of the wooden floorboards and the sweet essence of morning air, creating a harmonious blend that filled your senses. Outside, the forest symphony swelled too, a rich tapestry of sound, weaving together the deepest rhythms of nature with the quiet pulse of your own heart, as if the very essence of the forest was aligning itself with the subtle patterns unfolding on the rug's surface. The gentle warmth emanating from the wooden floorboards seemed to seep into the worn leather armchair, imbuing it with a soft, comforting glow that resonated in harmony with the subtle patterns on the rug. As this warmth spread, the chair's creaky joints began to whisper secrets of their own, releasing wisps of ancient stories into thick stillness, like the gentle release of morning mist from the forest canopy above. The wooden frame seemed to hum a soft accompaniment, its vibrations intertwining with those of the rug and floorboards in a soothing symphony that enveloped you in a sense of quiet contentment. The gentle warmth spreading through the worn leather armchair seemed to awaken the scent of old books, wafting up from the wooden shelves like the promise of secrets yet to be discovered. As this aroma mingled with the rustic fragrance of the floorboards and the sweet essence of morning air, it created a rich tapestry of scent that enveloped you in its calming embrace. Outside, the forest symphony slowed its pace, allowing the subtle rhythms of nature to harmonize with the quiet pulse of your heartbeat, as if the very fabric of reality was aligning itself with the gentle patterns unfolding on the rug's surface. The worn leather armchair seemed to relax further into its frame, releasing a soft exhalation of well-worn stories and whispered truths that had been tucked away for years. As it settled, the wooden floorboards beneath it creaked softly in response, their ancient wisdom whispering secrets of the forest into the still morning air. The gentle warmth emanating from the wooden floorboards seemed to seep into the worn leather armchair's crevices, releasing the faint scent of well-oiled wood and the whispers of 1,000 campfires that had long since faded. As this aroma mingled with the rustic fragrance of the floorboards and the sweet essence of morning air, it created a rich tapestry of scent that enveloped you in its calming embrace. The forest symphony outside slowed to a gentle hum, allowing the subtle rhythms of nature to harmonize with the quiet pulse of your heartbeat, as if the very fabric of reality was aligning itself with the soft patterns unfolding on the rug's surface. The worn leather armchair seemed to settle deeper into its frame, releasing a faint whisper of forgotten melodies that had once drifted through the forest ranger station's corridors. The wooden shelves creaked softly in response, their ancient wisdom stirring the dusty pages of old books and photographs, as if awakening memories long since forgotten. The soft creaking of the wooden shelves seemed to awaken a gentle breeze that rustled the edges of yellowed maps and creased photographs, releasing a whisper of forgotten trails and distant summits. As this air stirred the silence, it carried the faint scent of damp earth and decaying leaves, a reminder of the forest's constant cycles of growth and decay. The worn leather armchair seemed to absorb this atmosphere, its worn upholstery blending with the rustic fragrance of the floorboards and the sweet essence of morning air, creating a rich tapestry of scent that enveloped you in its calming embrace. The wooden floorboards' creak slowed to a gentle thrumming, like the pulse of a distant drumbeat, as the worn leather armchair settled into its frame. The soft warmth emanating from the boards seeped into the chair's crevices, releasing the faint scent of old books and forgotten adventures that had been tucked away for years. As this aroma mingled with the rustic fragrance of the floorboards and the sweet essence of morning air, it created a rich tapestry of scent that enveloped you in its calming embrace. The gentle thrumming of the wooden floorboards continued to vibrate through the worn leather armchair, its worn upholstery slowly releasing the faint scent of old books and forgotten adventures that had been tucked away for years. As this aroma mingled with the rustic fragrance of the floorboards and the floor, sweet essence of morning air, it created a rich tapestry of scent that enveloped you in its calming embrace. The soft creaking of the wooden shelves seemed to awaken a gentle breeze that rustled the edges of yellowed maps and creased photographs, releasing a whisper of forgotten trails and distant summits. The gentle thrumming of the wooden floorboards slowed further, its vibrations easing into the worn leather armchair's crevices, like a soft morning mist seeping into the forest. As the air thickened with the scent of damp earth and decaying leaves, the worn upholstery seemed to absorb this atmosphere, releasing the faintest hint of ancient wisdom, as if the chair itself were sharing secrets of the forest and its ancient rhythms. The wooden shelves' creaks harmonized with the floorboards' gentle thrumming, creating a soothing symphony that seemed to echo through the forest ranger station's corridors, awakening memories long since forgotten. The worn leather armchair's crevices slowly released the faint scent of old books and forgotten adventures, mingling with the rustic fragrance of the floorboards and the sweet essence of morning air, to create a rich tapestry of scent that enveloped you in its calming embrace. The wooden shelves' creaks harmonized with the floorboards' gentle thrumming, their soft whispers weaving together like the tender shoots of new leaves unfolding from ancient tree trunks. As the air thickened with the scent of damp earth and decaying leaves, the worn upholstery seemed to absorb this atmosphere, releasing a hint of aged wood and polished stone that resonated deep within your chest, like the first gentle rays of sunlight warming the forest's hidden glades. The worn leather armchair's crevices slowly released their hold on the morning air, allowing the scent of old books and forgotten adventures to drift upward, mingling with the rustic fragrance of the floorboards and the sweet essence of dawn. As this rich tapestry of scent enveloped you, the wooden shelves' creaks harmonized with the floorboards' gentle thrumming, their soft whispers weaving together like the tender shoots of new leaves unfolding from ancient tree trunks. The air thickened further, releasing a hint of aged wood and polished stone that resonated deep within your chest, like the first gentle rays of sunlight warming the forest's hidden glades. The worn leather armchair's crevices slowly released their hold on the morning air, allowing the scent of old books and forgotten adventures to drift upward, mingling with the rustic fragrance of the floorboards and the sweet essence of dawn. As this rich tapestry of scent enveloped you, the wooden shelves' creaks harmonized with the floorboards' gentle thrumming, their soft whispers weaving together like the tender shoots of new leaves unfolding from ancient tree trunks. The air thickened further, releasing a hint of aged wood and polished stone that resonated deep within your chest, like the first gentle rays of sunlight warming the forest's hidden glades. The silence was so profound it seemed to have a physical presence, a palpable entity that wrapped itself around you like a soft blanket. As you breathed in the stillness, the gentle rustle of papers on the wooden desk began to stir, releasing whispers of forgotten stories and half-remembered poems into the morning air. The scent of old parchment and dusty tomes wafted up, carrying with it the echoes of countless mornings spent nestled within these very walls, surrounded by the comforting familiarity of books and the forest's quiet pulse. As the morning light crept across the wooden floor, it awakened a fine layer of dust that had settled on the old furniture, releasing its hold on the worn surfaces. The gentle stirring of the dust particles created a soft, shimmering effect, like the first wisps of fog rising from the forest's hidden valleys. The air seemed to vibrate with the quiet energy of awakening, as if the very essence of the forest was slowly coming alive within these rustic walls. The soft whispering of papers ceased, and the silence deepened further, becoming a palpable presence that wrapped itself around you like a gentle shroud. As the morning light crept higher across the wooden floor, it cast a warm glow on the worn leather armchair, releasing the faint scent of aged pipe tobacco into the air. The fragrance mingled with the rustic aroma of the floorboards and the sweet essence of dawn, creating a complex tapestry of scent that filled your lungs and soothed your senses. The gentle warmth of the morning light seeped into the worn leather armchair, awakening the faint scent of aged pipe tobacco from its slumber. The aroma wafted up, carrying with it whispers of forgotten conversations and half-remembered tales, as the soft fibers of the chair's upholstery began to stir, releasing their hold on the wooden frame. The gentle rustling of these fibers created a soothing melody, harmonizing with the creaks of the wooden shelves and the thrumming of the floorboards, weaving together into a rich tapestry of sound that enveloped you in its calming embrace. The warmth of the morning light seeped deeper into the chair's worn fibers, releasing the slightest hint of vanilla from the old armrests. As the scent wafted up, it mingled with the forest's gentle mist that had crept into the station through the open windows, carrying with it the soft whispers of awakening leaves and the quiet pulse of the forest's ancient heartbeat. The air seemed to vibrate with the promise of a new day, as the dust motes dancing in the morning light began to take on a life of their own, swirling lazily around the station's wooden beams like tiny ballerinas, performing a slow waltz across the floor. As the morning's warmth infused the old armchair, the soft fibers of its upholstery began to release the faintest whisper of creased pages, carrying with it the subtle scent of forgotten words and half-remembered tales. The air was heavy with the promise of new beginnings, as the creaks of the wooden shelves seemed to harmonize with the thrumming of the floorboards, weaving together into a gentle melody that lulled the station's quiet rhythms into a soothing trance. The morning light continued its slow ascent up the walls, casting a warm glow on the scattered papers and dusty tomes that lined the shelves. The air was thick with the scent of old books and forgotten knowledge, mingling with the sweet essence of dawn and the faint whisper of creased pages. As the light danced across the spines of the books, it stirred up tiny dust devils that swirled lazily around the station's wooden beams, their soft whispers blending with the creaks of the shelves and the thrumming of the floorboards into a gentle symphony. The morning light continued its gradual ascent up the walls, illuminating the intricate patterns of the wooden paneling as it went. The soft fibers of the chair's upholstery seemed to hum in harmony with the quiet rhythms of the station, their gentle whispers mingling with the sweet scent of dawn and the faint essence of creased pages. As the light danced across the dusty surfaces, it awakened tiny particles that drifted lazily through the air, joining the dust motes in a slow waltz around the wooden beams. The thrumming of the floorboards seemed to deepen, its gentle pulse harmonizing with the creaks of the shelves and the soft fibers of the chair's upholstery, as if the very essence of the station was stirring awake, releasing its quiet rhythms into the morning air. The wooden beams, once mere supports for the station's roof, now seemed to take on a life of their own, their gentle creaking weaving together with the soft whispers of the chair's upholstery and the dust mote's slow waltz. The air was heavy with the scent of old books and forgotten knowledge, as the morning light danced across the spines of the dusty tomes, stirring up tiny particles that drifted lazily through the air. As the morning light continued its ascent, it illuminated a small wooden door hidden behind a stack of crates, the faint scent of beeswax polish and forgotten memories wafting out into the air. The soft whispers of the dust motes seemed to grow quieter as they swirled around the door's worn hinges, their gentle rustling mingling with the thrumming of the floorboards and the creaks of the shelves, creating a subtle melody that harmonized with the station's quiet rhythms. The morning light danced across the wooden door's weathered surface, its gentle rays coaxing out tiny imperfections in the beeswax polish, revealing the soft sheen of worn wood beneath. The air around the door seemed to vibrate with a quiet energy, as if the memories stored within were stirring awake, their subtle whispers blending with the thrumming of the floorboards and the creaks of the shelves, creating a gentle harmony that filled the station. The scent of old books and forgotten knowledge mingled with the sweet aroma of dawn, carrying on its wispy tendrils the essence of hidden stories and half-remembered tales. As the morning light continued its ascent, illuminating the dusty surfaces with a soft, golden glow. As the morning light danced across the door's worn surface, it seemed to awaken a subtle resonance within the station itself. The thrumming of the floorboards grew slightly louder, its gentle pulse harmonizing with the soft creaks of the shelves and the rustling of the dust motes as they swirled around the door's hinges. The air vibrated with an almost imperceptible energy, as if the very essence of the station was stirring awake, releasing a quiet symphony of subtle sounds into the morning air. The resonance seemed to awaken a gentle murmur within the wooden door itself, its weathered surface now subtly shimmering as if infused with a soft luminescence. The scent of beeswax polish and forgotten memories grew stronger, carrying on its wispy tendrils the essence of hidden stories and half-remembered tales as the morning light danced across the door's worn surface, coaxing out tiny imperfections in the polish, revealing the soft sheen of worn wood beneath. The air around the door vibrated with a quiet energy, as if the memories stored within were stirring awake, their subtle whispers blending with the thrumming of the floorboards and the creaks of the shelves, creating a gentle harmony that filled the station, its quiet rhythms now subtly attuning to the morning's awakening. As the resonance continued to harmonize with the morning light, the wooden door's surface began to release tiny wisps of dust, like delicate feathers carried on the gentle breeze that wafted through the station's open windows. The scent of old books and forgotten knowledge mingled with the sweet aroma of dawn, as the floorboard's thrumming slowed to a gentle pulse, its rhythm entwining with the soft creaks of the shelves, creating an intimate dance of sound and texture that filled the space. As the wisps of dust drifted through the morning light, they seemed to carry with them whispers of ancient tales, their delicate threads intertwining with the fibers of the wooden door, weaving a subtle pattern of stories and memories. The air around the door vibrated with an almost imperceptible energy, as if the very essence of the station was stirring awake, releasing a quiet symphony of subtle sounds into the morning air. Now, as the story gently fades away, let the words rest, let the sounds remain. Allow the gentle, calming sounds to carry you, slowly and naturally, into deep, peaceful sleep.